Shopify is one of the better products out there if you want to do e-commerce. It's the reason why almost 2 million stores use it. However, there is quite some mystery behind Shopify Plus. People don't really know what it is, what it does, and why it's worth the upwards of $2,000 a month. So that's what we're going to demystify in this video. So first off, what is Shopify Plus? It's the highest tier of the Shopify plan you can possibly get, and it's used for rapidly scaling stores. Stores like Kylie Jenner's cosmetic stores are on it, or Netflix, or MVMT watches, definitely some brand house names that you know and probably shopped at. Okay, so why pay the $2,000 a month, you might ask? Well, one of their reasons is it's extremely fast and reliable. I hear what you're saying. Shopify Basic is fast and reliable. Yes, but is it if you send 1 million visitors in an hour to it? In 10 minutes? At some point, you want a dev team to really be on your side, and you want the entire Shopify team to be on your side. So these major brands, when they do gigantic promotions, they spend millions of dollars in marketing, directing everyone to their Shopify site, they want to make sure it's not gonna be down. And let's be honest, if you're Heinz Ketchup, $29 a month or $2,000 a month, you're just gonna go with the $2,000. Another advantage of Shopify Plus is that you can spin up 9 completely different stores under that Shopify Plus account. Let's say you are Nike and you want Nike USA to be completely different than Nike Canada. Well, you could do that up to 9 times with different currencies, different main languages, different apps, and pretty much a different offer, which is a huge advantage. Now, let's say you're just on the scaling part. You're not quite Heinz Ketchup yet, but you are scaling really fast. What does it really have to do with you then, Shopify Plus? Well, you might be interested in an app called Launchpad, or even the automated flow in Shopify. You see, with Shopify Flow, an app that we actually covered in the past, you can automate different things that you do repetitively. So instead of hiring an extra body on your team so that every time a product is low on stock, they automatically notify the builder of that product to order more, you can just automate that process with Shopify Flow. Launchpad is basically a cool app if you want to create flash sales, but you want to create them kind of in advance and you want to make sure they work before the actual launch date. So this makes dates like Black Friday or Boxing Day or any big sale day or events from your marketing team much easier to work with. Obviously, you might also be interested in Shopify scripts that allow you to pre-code basically cool little features like buy one get one free, and when you add this to the cart, automatically add that to the cart, and other different types of scripts and codes that kick in on the cart page or on the checkout page. So this is a really useful feature if, you know, maybe you don't need an app for it and you can just add that piece of code to your checkout. Okay, so obviously Shopify also offers a higher level of service if you're a Shopify Plus member. These services can be broken down in 4 different services. The first one being the sales consultant, which is basically just not really a service. It just tells you, hey, is Shopify Plus right for you, yes or no? If you're doing over a certain volume every year, they might already be reaching out to you, so you're familiar with these sales guys. Then we'll have solution engineers. They will basically help you making sure that if you end up moving to Shopify Plus, all the systems can work nicely with their Shopify Plus systems. If not, they will suggest solutions or maybe even build some for you. And then finally, you have the Merchant Success Program with the known Shopify account managers, like for example, the top Shopify account manager Steve Hutt in his podcast right here, where he talks about like what the top Shopify stores are doing. And so these guys basically help you out. They're a point of contact within Shopify that you can ask questions about. They help you establish roadmaps. They put you into contacts with app developers that might work well for your store, or designers, or just regular Shopify developers. And they advise you on how you can grow more effectively. And yeah, get better bang for your buck. But let's be honest here, where the rubber really hits the road are the lower credit card fees. Because yes, on Shopify Plus, you pay a lower credit card. For example, for all credit cards paid domestically, you're going to be paying a 2.15% transaction fee plus a 30 cents per transaction. And that is about 10% less than the Shopify Advanced plan, if I'm correct. For your American Express clients and all international clients, you're going to be paying a 3.15% transaction fee plus again that 30 cents. And if you're using a third-party gateway to do all your payments, you're going to have to calculate an extra 0.15% per transaction, which I guess makes sense because at the end of the day, Shopify makes the bulk of their money really on those transaction fees. And so this is really where the rubber eventually hits the road. Although that those apps and those extras and the extra services that you get are really fantastic, you kind of have to do the math, and probably a Shopify sales rep has already done the math for you. It's at roughly $800,000 per month in revenue that it starts making sense to go to Shopify Plus, only if that $800,000 per month is in domestic credit cards that are not Amex. Let's say that you are making $800,000 per month in revenue, but 20% of that or even 50% of that comes through PayPal, then it might not necessarily be so much more advantage for you to move to Shopify Plus. So you see, at that point, it really becomes a numbers game. And frankly, if you do the math and you do fall into that bucket where it gets more advantage, it can quickly become an absolute no-brainer. I truly hope this video has demystified a little bit of Shopify Plus. My name is Andrew. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, and I will see you again shortly for another video. Adios.